Hi, today we're going to be looking at some InsideRide E-Flex units. They've previously been selling their regular unit that's compatible with the Wahoo kickers, all the first version all the way up to the current V6, which this is. And they've sold those for quite a few years. It also includes a core model now that they've had for a while after those. The reason we're doing the video today is a comparison between that original unit and then what we have here is the E-Flex Plus. It's a newly designed unit that they came out with. I've tested for a couple of months and I find it really nice in comparison to the previous one. So I just want to show today some of the reasons that you might choose one or the other and then how they are used. Key points to look at between the two is really just the difference in the hand controls to some degree, and then what happens to the rider as you're using that in there. So if you pay a little bit of attention here, you can also see the saddle motion on there too. Fore-aft motion between the two is essentially identical. So the biggest difference is what happens at the front end during motion on here. So if you watch those parts in the video, I'll try and touch on a few of the pros in terms of why you might choose the original versus the new Plus. And then if there's any questions when you get to the end of that, I'll go ahead and see if I can answer any questions for you guys that I maybe haven't touched on in the video. Okay, so here we go. We have our clips running side by side here with the original E-Flex on the left, the new E-Flex Plus on the right. So that'll be the same throughout the video. Left hand side, if we just kind of cover the primary benefit that has, the original E-Flex is immediate control with direct feedback at the handlebars. And what that largely means is that you know exactly what's happening with the lean control on the bike. It's very kind of confidence inspiring because you can limit or allow as much or as little lean as you want. And it's just directly controlled by your hand tension and through the arms there. Major benefit to the InsideRide E-Flex Plus on the right is the fact that the action is more realistic and it feels to me a lot more like bike riding outside. The direction's an inclined angle and it just is a little bit more realistic to me. Pay attention on the standing segment coming up here. Watch the action of the hands during the standing bit. Left hand side is a very flat turn, kind of steering action. The right hand side is more of a leaning action where you're actually rocking the bike. So left hand side is kind of a flat turn, right hand side is a very inclined push-pull. Also notice that the overall lean angle I'm getting on the right hand side with the Plus is larger as well. And I think some of that comes to just the right hand side E-Flex Plus is definitely my preference between the two, and it comes down purely to the feel. To me it's just more natural and realistic feeling. Side benefit to the original E-Flex as well as it does include a lockout, so for anybody who wants to limit or lock that out for any reason, they can certainly do that. And then the cool benefit with the new E-Flex Plus is that they have included the ability to adjust that lean angle force. So there's a total of 8 settings. This happens to be in the softest on that right hand side there because I like a very loose and active feeling trainer motion platform. And this one definitely accommodates that. But in the full stiff setting, it's actually very stable, I would say. Maybe a touch less so than the original on the left. But I think it's something that somebody can start with, and if they want to stay with that stiffer action, they can. And then they can obviously adjust to any of those lower 7 settings that loosen it up. So that's a definite benefit. Both of them feature the same fore-aft action, so that motion is the same. And then we've got sprint action coming up here, so you can again watch the handlebar movement and then the input for the lean angle as well. And again, right hand side just feels a little bit more natural to me and is the reason I prefer the E-Flex Plus. So hopefully that video with side by side there is useful. You can kind of see the two comparisons and pretty similar use case there on that Zwift ride like you saw. If there's anything I didn't touch on, feel free to post a question down below and I'll see if I can help you figure that out. Thanks.